What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today, XCN USD. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 12th day of March, and here we are, sitting at about $0.005. That's half a cent, with roughly 10 hours and 16 minutes left in the day. Looking like we are indeed rounding out, and we should see some upside come in. I'm a little bit disappointed with the price action, but again, not necessarily too surprised. I did say, and I have been saying over the past couple of weeks, that I don't expect this to be the most dramatic thing, the most climactic thing. It'll probably be anticlimactic, actually. But I am a little bit disappointed with the price action. They made this post yesterday. The Onyx team did on X, said 327 Goliath mainnet public version goes live. So first and foremost, guys, this is great. This is good news. It gives us a little bit of a time frame. No matter how they address the news, people are always going to be upset, right? If it was the day of the release and then that's whenever we found out, people would be like, why didn't they tell us sooner? If they tell us a month in advance, they'll be like, they shouldn't have told us a month in advance. It throws off the whole buy the news, sell the event thing, whatever. Whatever stance you want to take, or a stance outside of that, whatever. This is good. They are building the product, but I like how they say public version goes live, right? Public version goes live. What does that mean? Mainnet public version, right? The mainnet goes live. Is that just like a soft way of saying this is the beta version, but we're just going to call it the public version, not the institutional version? I don't know. It tells me that that Goliath, like what I'm seeing here, Goliath mainnet public version goes live. How I'm interpreting that is that this and also this is probably why the price action is not reflecting such good news. Don't get me wrong, we did pump 5% yesterday, but this is not the pump that we were looking for with this news. And I want to say right here, right now, that doesn't mean that we're due for some downside. That doesn't mean that we're absolved of moving up and even getting above this high. Okay, it just means that maybe this pump isn't as reflective of this announcement as I originally expected, and maybe a lot of us were originally expecting as well. But they say public version, not just the mainnet, right? Mainnet goes live. No, it's mainnet public version. Notice the wording there. It's like it's the beta version, or it's the not complete version, right? That's what it is. It's just fancy wordplay, which I don't really appreciate. I don't know. There's no need to play these word games, but whatever. Um, what what was I gonna say on that note? Yeah, I do assume, however, what this means is that mainnet is not going to be a completed product whenever it's released. That's probably what's going to happen. This is a way that they're releasing the mainnet publicly so that they can uphold to their timeline, their original timeline, but also still not be held accountable for not releasing the full mainnet in its entirety. That's what I'm assuming. I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe they're just saying public version. Maybe I'm sorry. Hold on, guys. Maybe I'm lingering on a thought that doesn't deserve to be lingered on, but the wordplay here, um, it just makes me think that it's not the mainnet in its entirety, which on the bright side implies that at a later date we will have the mainnet in its entirety produced, and maybe we get that mainnet pump that we were looking for in April or May or June or August or whatever, however it might be. Rounded bottoms, you guys, can take a very, very, very long time to play out, and we could slowly be working up. And if this public version, whatever that means, goes well and things look promising, and maybe we can onboard some users or more validators or whatever, or at least like there's very minimal glitches or bugs, and it does show that this is a on ramp for financial institutions to get involved. Then I think that as time goes on, we really can see a little bit of a raise up higher. And again, I don't think that I don't really know if this is going to be a sell the news event as I originally expected. We'll see. The 27th, I would expect that on the 27th, whenever this does release, I would expect we do get some selling pressure. Maybe on that day specifically, maybe within 2 weeks after, maybe 2 weeks before. We'll definitely get selling pressure if there's some fiasco that happens with the public version, or if it's not really that good, whatever that means. but I would expect there is going to be some sell the news kind of pressure. There might be a little bit of hype around that, right? And I could just sit here and hype it up as much as I want, but I like to be transparent with you guys and my thoughts. And maybe I'm not being fair. Maybe my thoughts and my opinion are not fair to this, right? And I'm not, but I'm not just going to come on here and be like, this is such a big deal. Oh my God, this is everything we wanted, right? Like, no, it's really not. It's again, it's pretty anticlimactic. Um, but yeah, something to rally behind nonetheless. I mean, we've got 15 days, 2 weeks until then. I do assume that over the next 2 weeks, the whole crypto market as a whole is going to see a little bit of upside. So I wouldn't be surprised if OnyxCoin got some of that as well. I am just curious though. I don't believe at this point by the 27th or even after the 27th anytime soon that we will be above this high. So I do think that we are, with this rounded bottom process, it can take some time. It can take some time, and then maybe sometime later, maybe in May or April, or even as late as June, that could be when we're finally getting above this high point here. Um, but at this point, I'm not really expecting a move like this to happen anytime soon. Now, if I'm wrong and we do get a move like that soon, cool. I'm going to be very happy, and I think everybody will be happy. But I'm just, again, being candid with my opinions here. Um, you can take that for what it is. I am not a fortune teller. I do not know the future. I am entitled to opinions that could be incorrect, and this could be one of them right now. Maybe this is a much, much, much bigger deal than I'm making it out to be. But again, this little public version, those little words there, it's like, you're throwing us a bone. That's okay though. I think it's kind of clever. It's a way to save face where you're still releasing the main net, the beta version, in Q1 as you said that you would. So you're keeping pace there. But then it also gives them, again, this is why it's clever, it gives them a little bit more time to actually release the version in its entirety, and maybe at a better time when the markets are a little bit more receptive to that bullish news, and maybe even institutional investors as well, or players, right? It gives them a little bit more time to make a more complete product. So it's clever. It's a way to, I think, save face with the public, and also a way to still be building. But I don't know. Whatever. XCN USD, and watch now. As soon as I post this video, everybody's gonna hear that we're gonna dump, we're gonna sell. No, probably not. Probably not. I wouldn't think so. I don't control OnyxCoin. I don't have much say. I mean, 1,000 people watch these videos, and that's great. That's great. I'm grateful for all of you, but we are not the ones that control the heading here, right? I don't have that kind of influence. If you think that my videos have influence, maybe like that much, maybe, right? But you're giving me too much credit if that's what you think. Anyways, 00503. And again, real quick, I'm not shitting on OnyxCoin. I'm not talking smack. I haven't sold any OnyxCoin. I still hold it, still staking, and I feel very good about all of that. I'm just not going to come on here and blow smoke up your butt. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to come out here. I mean, it's cool. It's it's good. I did make a post on it yesterday, and I referenced StarCraft. If you guys know StarCraft, let's just see. Go to my profile. Right, this GIF here, Goliath Online. Goliath Online. If you guys know that from StarCraft 1 or 2 or whatever, I'm pretty sure they say the same thing in both, but did anybody even comment? Does anybody even know? Let's see. Anybody get the reference? Yes, you get the reference, absolutely. Unfortunately, what I hoped for, which was a rise before the announcement, did not happen. Yeah, same, Neko, yeah. But that's okay. It happens. Sometimes, and yeah, it is, let's go. It is something to get a little bit excited about, right? But again, I'm not just gonna, you asked earlier which crypto do we want to see? JPD. I put a little money in JPMD in the early days of it, and I don't know. I haven't checked on it in a while. We can look at it actually. Is it even on TradingView? I wonder. JPMD. I'm assuming if you post it on that on X.com, you're probably watching this. It's not even on this. I doubt that JPMD is even worth talking about, honestly. But I'll look at it later, maybe. Looking at this here, not Bitcoin Cash, OnyxCoin. We're gonna get into the 1 hour time frame and then move on. I will say, to me, again, it does look like we're in an accumulative phase. I mean, the narrative, the news, whatever, all aside, the chart still looks good. We've got this V and U, Adam and Eve kind of structure here. It looks pretty good. We're testing the upside here a bunch of times without really rejecting down while getting higher lows. A little bit of volumes coming in. I mean, we really are, I think, set up for a nice break to the upside. Now, that doesn't mean that we're going all the way up to 1 cent or even above there, but maybe. OnyxCoin, when it moves up, it does like to move at a fast pace, but I do assume we're going to see some movement up here soon. And ideally, I think the best situation here, the best scenario would be that this move takes us above these highs here. If we can get above these highs and most importantly stay above these highs, I think that can promote some growth over the weeks and months to come. We don't want this to be a flop, okay? Looking at this here on the 4-hour time frame, RSI looks bullish enough. You know, we're rejecting the overbought zone. I don't really appreciate that, but we've rejected it a few times and still we've maintained higher lows throughout, so that's cool. Stochastics are a bit weird, but the price action's neutral, so that's just kind of how it is. The MACD is even taking on a little bit of a bullish shape as well, but again, we're neutral and sideways, so it doesn't hold as much weight. We look at the daily time frame here, and the RSI it's neutral, but it's showing a little bit of strength, right? But it is neutral for what it's worth. Stochastics are looking good. I would assume that we do continue to move higher. I would like it if today closed green. It doesn't have to, but I would like it if it did. Okay, because then we can at least keep the blue line in the right posture and the orange line can catch up as well. That would be good. But even if today closes red, it's not the end of the world, but I think it'd be nicer if we continue to build from here. With that being said, we absolutely can come down to like 0.0482. We can come down even a little bit lower than that, maybe 0.048 itself. Maintain some higher lows. So even if we see a little bit of downside volatility, and it happens today, and we close down there, that's not a big deal, right? We don't want to really break this structure if we can help it. The MACD on the daily time frame is coming, it's approaching the zero, and what I do like about the MACD is we're actually building bullish momentum here, which is nice to see. But the real kind of crescendo, the real thing to get excited about here with the MACD would be if we can get these oscillators back above the zero. Because let's just, you know, looking at these last handful of moments that have happened, these last 3 moments here that we've done that, you know, this directly last time that we did that resulted in a 200% pump. It was phenomenal. This one here resulted in a, you know, from a low to a high point, basically a 50% pump, just below a 50% pump, which was 52% pump actually, which was also pretty nice, right? I think I speak for all of us when I say 50% pump, bring it on. We'll go up to 0.075. That's awesome. That gives us the notion that this double bottom's playing out, this rounded bottom. It might take time. It doesn't mean we're going to 2 cents like that, but maybe. You know, it's at least a positive. And then the time before that we crossed above it here, we had another 200% move up. So, you know, 2 out of 3, 200% moves. That ain't bad. That ain't bad. Hopefully, if we see something like this where it is a little bit smaller, we just, you know, maintain our higher lows. That's all that I would like to see. But I don't really have anything else to say. It is exciting. It is cool. It is something to beat our chest about. You know, it's exactly, and they are building. That's the thing too, man. There's a lot of projects who this bear market's come on and they're not building. They kind of just went away, or they're trying completely different things. They're turning into different projects. OnyxCoin, I think, is staying true to its cause, and we just got to, you know, have faith in that and just have faith that they'll continue to build upon this mainnet and the whatever the private version might be, or the institutional version, or like the full mainnet whenever that's released, that it sees use and that it is useful as well. I don't really have anything else to say. Hit that like button, subscribe, do your own research, look into things. Right, Onyx, they've got the Telegram where they give you updates and stuff like that, and you know you can read the white paper. You can go through all kinds of different things, study chain and all affiliated investors and stuff like that. I think that there is a place for this coin, and I think that it'll continue to do well. There's a reason why it's one of my largest holdings that I have. And I mean, we look at this on a weekly perspective. There's not many cryptos that did this since 2023, right? There's not many cryptos that have this kind of higher low posturing, higher high posturing, this kind of structure where you're literally finding support at prior resistance. Most cryptos right now, they've broken their structure, you know what I mean? And they're at their all-time lows or lower. So yes, it's been a terrible downturn for over a year now. At the same time though, nothing moves in a straight line forever. That's kind of one advantage that we have over the rest of the market too, is that we've been consistently moving down. Well, maybe not consistently moving down. We haven't really been moving down since December. where a lot of coins are below their lows from December and November. We're not right now. But we've kind of had our own bear market already. We've kind of already had a bear market. So there's that chance that we could see a real serious breakout here. But we just gotta DCA, buy the dip, hold out, wait, and just see how things go. What I'd really not like to see is that we go below these lows, or that especially if we go below these lows. It's not that that's going to be detrimental to the price. I don't think anything detrimental happens. It's just the deeper that we go, the deeper this U is, the longer that it could take. And I think I speak for all of us whenever I say I'd rather not wait until the end of the year before we get up above 2 cents. The sooner the better. That's nice, right? But anything can happen. It can take time. Bitcoin's in a bear market. Prices aren't known to just get exuberantly bullish while Bitcoin's in a bear market. So just prepare for boringness. That's probably the most likely outcome. Um, and I really don't think that we're going to see this 200% move. I think that 50%, 30%, maybe something a little bit bigger, a little bit lesser than that might be what comes. And then from there, the recovery, we just want to maintain these higher lows from there, if that's what's to happen. And then just kind of maintain this rounded bottom endeavor. I've got nothing else. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Take care. Bye-bye.